Good morning, everybody. Silas back today, and it is absolutely beautiful out today. It is so nice. Last night the wind was blowing out of the north. It cooled it down a lot out here. It is way better than it was last few days actually weren't that bad, but last week was just miserable and hot. And so it's much nicer out now. I think the high today is only 86 degrees, so I'm looking forward to that. It's not windy finally, so I can actually record outside without worrying about wind noise, although my mic will be here probably tomorrow. And then I can record in hurricane winds and you'll still be able to hear me. So that'll be nice. So today I don't know exactly what all I'm going to get done, but I'm working here at my yard and it's a little bit confusing, so I'll just take a minute to explain it. This property out here is my property. I bought this place back in October, and some of these vehicles are mine. Most of these vehicles here are my dad's, but some of the old trucks are yonder are ones that I bought. And so the property is mine. Most of the cars are my dad's. The Studebaker cleanup, I'm the one doing the work and cleaning it up, but my dad's the one that paid for the place. He's busy hauling cars and running the shop here in town because we have 5 different locations that belong to the business. And so it's a little bit confusing. Sometimes people wonder if he owns this out here or if I own that over there, or they don't understand what's going on. And I usually don't even try to correct people. Whatever they want to think is fine with me. But technically this property is mine. Some of these cars are mine. The rest of the properties are my dad's, and a few of the cars there are mine as well, but most of the cars are my dad's, and I work for him. For the most part though, I'm pretty autonomous. I know what needs done. I've done this my entire life, so I know exactly what I should and shouldn't be doing, and every now and then he'll give me something specific he wants me to do, but for the most part he just lets me handle it on my own, which is nice because that means I have a boss, but at the same time I'm kind of my own boss in a way. I don't know, it's kind of confusing to explain to people, but it works out good for us. The Studebakers I bring home, I'm just going to line up here in this row. All of these just have miscellaneous things, like the pink one we're going to cut the side off of, this one we're going to cut the back half off of, and it was all stuff that was going to take a lot of work, and so I didn't want to do it on location, so I'm just going to bring them here, and we can worry about it later when there's snow on the ground. But the reason why I bring so many of my dad's cars out here, that are technically my dad's anyway, is because they're all old cars and I don't want to just crush them, and all our other yards are clear full. And so I had 20 acres just sitting out here with nothing on it hardly, and I had maybe 100 cars of my own, and so there's plenty of room to stack a bunch of other cars that we want to keep and sell parts off of. And if I sell parts while I'm out here anyway, then that's just my dad. Sometimes if I have to come out here on the weekend or something like that to sell something to somebody, or a car or whatever, I bump the price up a little bit. That way I can make a little money on the deal too for my time of coming out here for an hour or two. One really cool thing about this place out here, which it's kind of bad in some ways, but it's really sandy out here. So I don't have to worry about the cars sinking down in the mud. They might sink in the sand a little bit, but the sand doesn't hold moisture, and so they don't rust out or nothing like that. There's old pieces of old cars out of the 30s and 40s back in the trees that have been here forever and a day, and they're still in good condition just because stuff doesn't rust when it's out in the sand like this very much. But the bad part about that is this place is covered in stickers and what do they call it? Goat heads? Whatever those. There's 2 kinds of stickers. There's just the soft stickers that hurt a little bit, and there's the goat heads that have the hard spikes that go into your foot and make you scream. And so there's both of those out here. And so you got to make sure, I make sure anyway, that every day before I go home I clean my pants off real good so I don't take nothing like that home for my kids to step on. And so today's objective, I think, is I want to go ahead and finish processing all the cars in this area. This one here won't be a big deal, just to rip off the forks. I know the pressure points to get that off. I thought this car was a little bit newer than what it is, and I was going to have to pull the motor, so that's good news. Just like that, pops right off. You got to push right by that bracket, and if you do it just right, you don't break the converter. I'm sure I broke it up a tiny bit, like cracked it, but it didn't just fall out or nothing like that. Now, if you don't know what you're doing with the loader, I would not recommend you do that, because you'll splatter that thing, and everything will fall out, and you'll ruin the value of the converter. And there's the number on it to say what it's worth. Looks like it's 7BB 5E211BM. So I'll look that up here and I'll let you guys know what this one's worth. Okay, there you can kind of see it a little bit. Doesn't want to focus on the screen for some reason, but we get $329 for that converter. So if I was buying that from somebody, if it was a regular customer, I would probably pay somewhere around $300 for it. That way I'm making $29 for my time. But you have to be really careful when you're buying converters like that, because price could go down. So if I pay $300 for that and price drops 10%, I'm losing money. And catalytic converter prices can drop 10% in a hurry. And so if I'm just buying that off the street, honestly, I'm going to pay more like $250 for it. Just because that way I've got a lot of leeway. That way if price does drop, I can still make money on it. Or the business can still make money on it. It doesn't matter to me one way or another. I'm on salary. But at the same time, I don't want to hurt the business. So sometimes I say I make money this and I do this and I do that. What I'm really talking about is the business. Because if I make stupid decisions and I destroy the business, then that destroys my half of my income as well. About half of my income comes from working out here, and the other half comes from selling odds and ends things on eBay and YouTube and that sort of stuff. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't just go out and do this on my own. That way I can just have my own business 100%. The reason why is I love doing this, and so this is what I would want to do if I was doing it on my own. I love junking cars and doing these cleanups and stuff like that. And so I would have to be a competitor with my dad, and I don't even want to consider doing that. My dad and I get along pretty good. Every now and then we have business disagreements, but as a father and son, we get along great. And so I would never want to jeopardize that relationship that I have with him. My parents got divorced when I was really little, and so for a while there, for a couple of years, I was with my dad all the time, and so he would drag me out to the farm cleanups and stuff like that with him. And that was back when we did all the junking with old antique equipment and did everything the hard way. And then even after my dad got remarried, I still wanted to go with him just because I love doing this. And he asked me what I wanted to be when I was a kid, and I said I want to crush cars. I want to be a junker. I want to be a crusher. That sort of stuff. I wasn't interested in being all the other things that kids want to be. So anyway, I'll just throw the converters over here in a pile, and I'll pick them up at the end of the day. Guy just hauled me a trailer load of junk, and he had two 55-gallon barrels that we set off with the chain. Man, every time I try to film what's in these barrels, my phone rings, somebody walks up, something. So one of these days I'll actually get to film what's in here. So anyway, I was just going to throw them in the dumpster, but I thought, I better check and see what's in them, and I'm glad I did. This one here is mostly just scrap. I don't think there's really anything good in there. But this one here, I started digging in it, and it's just clear full of old Kansas DOT brass Yale padlocks. Most of them still have the keys, so I started saving them, and then I realized this whole barrel is clear full of them. All the way down. The further I keep digging, I keep finding more. This can's full of them. And there's a bunch of drill bits and stuff like that in here too. A lot of guys that do forge work like those because they're good hard steel. And there's some neat pieces in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take this whole barrel. I don't have time to clean it out today. So I'm going to take it and put it up in the building so it doesn't get full of water. He said he'd like to get one of his barrels back when he comes back with the next load. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the barrel that has the stuff in it I want to keep. Then the other one I'm going to dump it out, and I'm going to show you guys the quick and easy way to dump out a barrel. At least when you have an empty truck bed and a forklift. And just like that. Now this loader here is a little bit harder because of this bracket on these forks, not the forks themselves, but the quick attach bracket there behind. It's kind of a major blind spot. I can't see my forks very good when I'm operating this loader. So that's one reason why I'm a little bit slower with this loader. But anyway, that works out pretty good. Looks like there's a few drill bits in here. I'll pull those out. That's a big one there. A few more big ones. See, I'll go through here, pull out the drill bits, that sort of stuff that the crafters can use, and Then the rest of this I can just dump in the dumpster there. Check this out. I just found a spark plug in here. And you're saying, okay, yeah, whoop-de-doo, you found a spark plug. But I want to show you guys something really cool you may not have ever known about spark plugs. Some of you probably know this already. What you do is you take a spark plug like that and you just smash the porcelain off of it with something. I don't have my hammer, so I'm just going to use this old brake pad. That's exactly how you don't do it. I'm going to have to find something harder to smack it up against. There, I got it. You just take all that porcelain like that. And obviously don't do this to your car that you're keeping. Then you just find a random old junk car out at the junkyard, like the one we just pulled the converter off of. And I'll show you guys what you do next. Crazy, right? Just splatters those windows. Just these little tiny pieces of porcelain. They don't weigh nothing, but they have such sharp little edges on them. I don't know if I can break this back one with just one piece or not, but no, it's just the one piece doesn't usually work because you got to hit it just the right angle. So a lot of times you need multiple pieces of it. I don't know where the rest of it went, but we'll try this, see if this works. Yep, right through it. Well, it doesn't go through it, it just breaks it like that. So that's pretty cool. That's one of those things that it's not just a fake thing you see on the internet, so do not try that at home because you will break the window out of your car. Or your parents' car if you're watching this and you're a kid. So please don't do that at home. And that's that. Those two are ready to go now. I'm gonna pick up all this junk that fell off of them on the ground, and then I'll start in on that pile over there. I don't think I'll have any more engines I got to rip out today. I might. We'll see. I know there's a bunch of them over here that I need to rip out, but I'm not really worried about those cars over there. I mainly want to clean this area up over here. My dad's dropping off a car. Since I'm not working at the yard in South Hutch, and his yard's full because he's digging out the crusher so he can get to the Studebakers, he doesn't have anywhere to dump junk cars there, so he's going to bring a few out here. And then a guy brought a load of scrap in real quick, so I'll throw that in the iron box and we'll go on. Got that all unloaded. Then another load just came in. Got the battery out of this Nissan that just came in. Blown motor, I think, is what they said was wrong with this one. Then my dad bought another one just down the street, actually, that was identical to this, but it needed a front clip. But a guy would put a lot of work into swapping out front clips, and who knows what other structural damage there is underneath the front clip of that other one. And you do all that work, and then you're stuck with a $2,500 car. Whereas you could just smash it and, you know, put money in your pocket and go on to the next car. And so in the time it would take you to fix one car, you could crush 10 cars and make way more money. So that's why we don't fix cars. And here's my point of view when I'm inside of here. Got all the controls over here. This controls the in and out, the up and down of this. This lever here, that controls the closer to you, further away, and then it spins the whole thing. Like that. And then to go forward and reverse, is these right here. You can drive with your feet or with your hands. A lot of times I just drive with my feet, and now I actually have the excavator facing the right direction, so when I go forward, it goes forward. But if you spin this thing off 180 degrees the other way and you push forward on these, you'll actually be going in reverse. But you get used to it after a while. Like, I'm already doing better today than I was the last time I ran this a week ago, just because I'm getting a little bit refreshed on it. And I'm still not an expert. There's other guys that are way better at running one of these than I am. My expertise is running that type of equipment. Now, I've never pulled one of these out before. I plucked the radiators out of it just because they were there and I was there, so I might as well. But I've completely smashed that car, and I can't get that engine to even break loose at all. So I'm going to try to get it from the side now. Now I broke the engine loose a little bit from the side. I'm going to shove the car back and try to rip it out the rest of the way. I finally got it out of there. Man, that thing fought me. What it was the CV shaft. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because Nissans love to just have their CV shafts fall apart while you're going down the road. But for whatever reason, this one here wanted to hang on for dear life. Taking the old Daytona out back to line it up with the others. Got a few cars in this afternoon. I got a few more on the way. Getting quite the pile of them over there, but I got room for a lot more yet. Oh, sometimes I hate my job. I usually love my job. This is about half of what got dumped here, but I told a guy to throw everything in the dumpster. I came back here and there was a pile about twice this big, just scattered all over out here in the road, blocking my road. So I had to cancel all my plans I had for the next hour to clean all this back up. Drives me up a wall. Oh well, it's been a pretty good day other than that. Got a lot of junk done. Got a lot of junk came in by weight. But I don't know, I don't remember how many cars I bought today, and I bought several pickup loads of stuff, but other than that last load, everybody was real polite about it, and they did exactly what I told them to do. So I got quite a bit done. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 engines ripped out with converters on them. There was a couple more I wanted to get done that I never got to because I'm messing with this load of junk that just came in, but that's okay. I can get them next time. We got quite a bit done over here. Got this area all cleaned out pretty good now. I had about 2 more cars I wanted to get done. That Jeep and that Dodge, whatever that little Dodge wagon is. Wanted to get those ready to go. That Escape and that van beside it are ready to go. They just need to be stacked. Of course my phone always rings when I'm talking. Anyway, as I was saying, I got quite a bit done over here. There was a bunch of stuff down here in this grass I had to pick up. I had ripped an engine out of a car, I don't know, probably 6 months ago. And then I forgot, I didn't pick the junk up right away. And that was a bad idea because it all got overgrown with weeds. But I got quite the collection of engines out now. Just got to go through here and pull all these converters off one of these days. Come out here with a set of tools. Next time I work here at this yard, hopefully I can get rid of this pile of cars right here. Those there, and move some of those out so I can get down that road over there again. Here's a little Opel GT. I got several of these out here. I got a really cool idea, I think, for this one here. Years ago there was a place in town called the Foreign Car Center, and they had a little Volkswagen Bug that they had sliced the sides off of and then welded the sides together to make it like it looked like a car from the side, but it was super skinny. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing, but I don't really want to do it with a Volkswagen. So I think this would be a good one. You don't want to do it with a big car because it's big and heavy and hard to move around. Whereas if I did it with this car here, 2 or 3 guys could still pick it up and move it around. So I think that'd be a really good purpose for this because there ain't much else left of it. Make a good sign to put out front, advertising buying old cars and stuff. And that's all for this one. Tomorrow I'm going to head back out to the Studebaker cleanup. Hopefully by Friday I can have everything out there processed and ready to go. That way when the crusher's there, we can just start crushing on it. Now today is Wednesday. By the time you see this, it'll probably be the weekend. Be a couple days behind. I used to be about a week and a half behind on my videos. But now I've gotten it to where I'm within a few days usually. And then I don't post anything on Sundays at all. Sometimes I don't post anything on Saturdays. I will always post at least 2 videos a week. You guys have been lucky here lately. The ones that like my channel anyway. I've been posting almost every day. But it's not realistic to keep that up forever. The only reason I'm able to do that right now is because that Studebaker cleanup has lots of interesting content. So once I get back to just working at the yard again, there's not that much interesting stuff going on. And I don't want to bore you guys posting the same stuff every single day. So I'll go back to posting every 2 or 3 days or so. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. And remember to get out there and find an adventure. We'll see you next time.